everyone. Welcome to my show. It is the Anna Lindsay Show, and I am your host that brings you meaningful conversations. Today, we're going to do that. We're doing that with my special guest, and I am super stoked today, guys. I not only have Mr. Miles Mussenden here with me, but I also have Noah J. Wood. Tell us your last name because you're in this conversation. You're in this movie.
My name is Nadirah Shakir.
Thank you. Perfect. We are so glad to have you and have you all here on my show. Let's talk about it. You guys, you are now started or in a movie that Mr. Mouse, and he said, I am Mouse. Mouse, you are a British born American actor and filmmaker. You're the director and the brain or the visionary behind the movie. Where are we? So much here. The movie of Homage?
Homage, yes, homage. Absolutely, yes, that would be me. So excited to bring homage to the people. You know, something rooted in culture. You know, Homage is a film we completed last year and premiered recently last month at the American Black Film Festival to a sold-out audience. It's about a couple who tries to help an old partner in crime to get back on his feet until they realize he's trying to bring them down to their knees. And so just a story about, family, redemption, revenge. It's a hot one.
It is. It is a hot one. I was checking out the trailer, and when that knife, was that you? Who is that with the knife?
That was me.
Was it you?
That was me.
I'm stuck. I am ready. I'm ready to see what happens next.
That's one of my favorite stills from the movie.
Yeah, that was a catcher there. That was a hooker there. Mouse, why Homage? Why the name Homage?
Well, and a few different reasons actually, but for the most part, I wanted to pay homage to the people, to the community that I grew up in Brooklyn, and kind of just pay respect to those folks that some of them made it out, some didn't, some died, some in jail, some made it out. And this is a homage. This movie is paying homage to those folks, especially the ones that didn't make it. But also in the movie, Marcus is paying homage by helping his old friend, his old partner in crime. He's paying homage to him. Right when I grew up, it almost was celebrated as kids, the people that went to jail and came back out.
I remember that.
It's a weird thing, but it's just how it was. And when people would come home from jail, people would pay homage to them and buy them a car and do these things for them and put them in position to win. And Marcus is trying to put Squeeze in the position to win and make it and stay on his feet and stay out of prison. So it's a combination of those things.
Yes. A name always, a movie or a book, there's always a meaning behind the name. And I'm always interested to find out where the name come from. You put a lot of thought into that. And Squeeze, he didn't do you right there.
Yeah.
He didn't do you. Your movie, The Homage, it bridges global storytelling. You wanted to bridge your heritage, which you are a British born. Where does the Caribbean culture come in with this?
Well, my parents are from Guyana. It's the only English speaking country in South America, but it's kind of like Caribbean, So, and I grew up in Brooklyn, which is a melting pot of Americans, Jamaicans, Trinidadians, all these cultures kind of all in one. So I grew up, even though I grew up in Brooklyn, I grew up around Caribbean people. And that was like kind of the flavor, especially like Jamaicans, because the music, Jamaica was just, everybody kind of wanted to have that accent and have that vibe. So we kind of grew up in that era. So, that's where the Caribbean thing comes from. And with what's happening today with them trying to deport and
Mhm.
criminalize immigrants. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna put immigrants front and center and humanize them because they're being dehumanized. And here we have Homage, but it still becomes like this global story because like even and it doesn't. It's not a whole lot of Caribbean stuff in there. We have some Caribbean artists and a
Mhm.
little bit of some Caribbean accents and some of the stuff. But at ABFF, like our audience, and that was where we premiered the film, and the audience was mostly Americans, but it resonated with them so deeply, So I felt like we had mission accomplished with that.
Absolutely,
Mm.
especially with the you. I read there that you weren't wanting to. You're not. Your goal isn't, and it didn't seem like to glorify the streets, but the streets is a reality for the many of us, and I say us because I come from that the neighborhoods. So for us, it's a way of life. It is our life. You wanted to show that, and you wanted to
Yeah,
represent that as a culture.
yeah, I wanted to show, but I wanted to show it in a way like I had a friend that was pushing me to do a film about where we come from and the streets and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't want to do anything that would glorify violence and all that kind of stuff. And I
Mhm.
felt like that story's been told. If you saw it Paid in Full, if you saw, so I I like, okay, you know what, man, we're gonna tell a human story, and we're gonna tell a story for grown folks. So this is not a shoot 'em up where somebody's getting shot and killed every 10 minutes or whatever in the film. This is not that. This is about family, redemption. This is about helping your brother and that type of thing. So, yeah, I think we do have violence in there. We do have those things, but we have real storytelling that people can identify with because whether you or not you're from the streets, we all know people from the streets or have family members from the streets, that's been through those things. We also all have people who, maybe wanted you to co-sign for their car or something, and that type of thing.
Yeah,
So,
all of that.
yeah, I think it's something for that people can identify with.
And you do. We
Yeah.
really appreciate it because you guys did an amazing job with that. Angela, we also have Noah there. Noah, what was your role with the film?
I played the younger version of Miles's character, so young face.
Young Fizz. Okay.
It's a young face.
Oh, Face, young Face. I did see that as Face. Okay, so you're a Face.
Yeah.
How did it feel? Do you have similar backgrounds to what Miles and I were talking about? And
Uh,
how did you fit in that role?
yeah. No, I actually I grew up very differently than actually what the role was about. I grew up in a town called Madison, Mississippi. This is like white suburban town. So like I mean I have so my dad actually he grew up in like towns like that. So like my grandfather was like a pastor in a church like in the hood, and so
Okay.
my dad's side of the family was like that. But my dad kind of kept us from that world like growing
Mhm.
up and whatnot. So I didn't grow up much like it, but Miles was able to do a great job of like allowing a lot of us on set that played the younger versions of the characters. He emphasized like how what it was like to be like a Brooklyn native and like how they had to be tough and how to have a certain
Mhm.
amount of swagger and whatnot. And through the audition process and everything, he really like helped us like hone in on that. So
Which Brooklyn is a special place within itself. I mean, New York is a special place for us, right? And Miles, I know you can say that. I have a lot of friends still on the East Coast, and I'm actually headed back there soon. But eh, as Miles was saying, you know someone, you know the struggles, you can identify with that. And let me share with the audience who I'm talking to. Noah is what they call who they say it is TikTok star.
Yeah.
What did you think about that name, Noah, that you've been given as the TikTok star with 8 million followers?
yeah, I mean, I enjoy what I do. I always tell people it's like I didn't really do anything to I all I did was post consistently, and people who like my videos made me a TikTok star. So like, it wasn't anything that I was after or trying to do or anything. But it's like I'm grateful for it and everything. But like, yeah, it's like the people just happen to like my videos, and I'm grateful for it. So
Let me tell you, I went and was watching some of your tick. You are hilarious. I love I love the one where you say, "You guys think this is funny?" You were surprised that people think that you're funny.
yeah.
I mean, I love the just the realness about you, and I think that's what people may be gravitating to.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so. I do my best on social media not to like play a character, but just to like be myself.
Mhm.
So
Be yourself. You can tell that. You can
yeah.
tell that. So you, we talked about it behind the scenes. We both know have been associated with Torrin Wells, excuse me, who is the Grammy nominee, and so on. There, you were in a video with him. Godlike.
Yeah, yes, it was called Millionaire. It was like a Kirk
Okay.
Franklin and Torrin Wells like collab video.
Yes, yes, that's awesome. And more. Come on, let's talk about it. You're um had been in films, Reasonable Doubt on Hulu, co-star in it,
Yes.
and then Mississippi Governor, Netflix.
Yes.
How did that? But let's back up because you graduated through theater University of Mississippi, and in New York as well. You
Yes.
study there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
So
I, ne- I never I never graduated from there though. During COVID, I decided to just move to Atlanta to pursue acting, which allowed me to be a part of this film.
okay, that's where I was going with that. I would definitely want to give you the respect of what you have done to get to where you are. But yeah, how did that crossover? TikTok came first, or did the movies come first?
Oh no, I acted before I started doing TikTok. Actually, acting is what made me do TikTok. So it definitely acting came first, and then I was just like working at Chick-fil-A, and then I just started posting videos, which allowed me to like focus more on my acting career and stuff. Which like yeah, the audition process for Homage, I actually like self-submitted for it, and I went through like I met Sarah and Samantha that were part of the casting process as well. And when I like sent audition, I remember Miles. I actually sent my audition with like a full Jamaican accent, um, which which was funny because it's not quite what he wanted. But then like I got a call back for it, and he was like, "All right, this is actually what we're looking for." But he said you were like went so in on the Jamaican thing that like he said you committed to it, which I appreciated. So he really like got me to. He was like, "All right, so this is actually what we're looking for," and then so we like worked on it a little bit there, and like yeah, that was a fun process to do.
It sounds like it. And this is what the audience want to hear. They want to know how people get from one place in their career or their pursuit in life to the other. So thank you for sharing that. Miles, that was one of my questions and thoughts. What does a director look for when they're looking for someone to fill their roles and their projects, to be involved in
Yeah.
their projects?
Well, we look at the people that fit the world for the story that we're trying to tell. So, somebody that can embody the character and somebody that can bring quality that we think will resonate with people. So, and I think everybody that we hired was able to do that. And even with Noah, like he mentioned, he came in with a Jamaican accent. He doesn't have a Caribbean background, so you know. But the thing is, if you from in Brooklyn, again, it was a melting pot. So a lot of people from my old neighborhood, and this is a fictional story, but it has, it still has real people in terms of the characters are people that have the characteristics of people I actually knew.
Right.
So but they would speak and they would have these accents, but they would speak mostly American, like from the streets, Brooklyn, and they would sprinkle in a little Caribbean, and it
Okay.
would be mostly Jamaican. So I was sharing with Noah that It's not full out Jamaican. You're not going to go on and talk like a yard man and all them thing there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you probably don't know what I'm talking about right there. But you don't have to do that.
Uh-huh.
You just talk what you're saying and just throw in a little, you know what I mean? You're just showing a little suck your teeth or a little Caribbean thing,
Okay.
in there and put that flavor in there. And, so he was able to do that. And plus, he was a hell of an actor. So those two things combined, yeah, we had a winner. Same thing with Nadira. We got to have that emotional heart of the story, that heartbeat,
Mm-hmm.
that depth that she was able to bring. So, we were looking for people that can touch you. So when you watching, when you seeing the story, when you're into the story, you can identify with these people. You feel like that person. You feel like you when they hurt, you hurt. That
Yes.
type of thing. When they laugh, you laugh. So
I'm an aspiring actress myself, and I really
um,
appreciate the grace that you're saying there with that. But because as directors, you want to get it right. You want to
absolutely,
get it right, and to see that you came with grace and for Noah there for sure. That just lets people know go for it in life, right?
absolutely.
Yeah. So let's. I want to hear how you feel about. I'm calling her Angie.
Madeira.
Madeira,
Yeah.
Angie. Tell
Nadira.
us about Madeira.
It's Nadira with an N.
Nadira. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. No problem.
Nadira, how your role? Tell us about your role. I'm interested.
So yeah, my character's name is Angela, aka Angie, but she plays Marcus's wife, and we are on the other side of what Marcus had to go through in his life. So what young Face did, Noah did in their childhood. I know something, I don't know much about that. All I know is the life that we live now. So I'm on the other side of things, and I just
Uh-huh.
like to pretty much protect my family at all costs. We have a son. His name is Marcus Jr. and he MJ. And so that is like my main concern throughout the movie, making sure our family is protected. It's that whole, being the backbone of the family, and we're focused here now. Yes, we're happy your friend is out of jail, but we've already got plans to do these types of things, and so focus on what we're doing now. And he has a soft spot for the gentleman, aka Reggie Squeeze,
Mm-hmm.
that's coming out of the system, and uh, he helps him out in a way that puts him in a predicament that I feel like I need to help us get out of. I'm trying not to give
Mm-hmm.
away anything.
Right.
Um, and so I do what I can at all costs to make sure that the family is protected. Like he said, I'm kind of that emotional support background and on all of those things for the movie.
Yeah. What was your actor's process towards your role? What did you have to do to prepare for your role?
Yeah, so I'm gonna sing this to the cow comes home. I'm so grateful for this production because I got to actually do the deep dive and I got to actually do the things that I prepped for a character for this film. A lot of times, especially in indie spaces, how fast things move with independent spaces because a lot of times of budget, things
Mhm.
get done in like 6 days, 7 days, like they're completing full features. And so I've been on both sides of the lens, and a lot of times you have to have really strong actors because if not,
Mhm.
with the process of the 6 7 days, it becomes your actors getting the brunt of things. And so
Yes.
when I was able to sign on this project, not only did we had 10 days to shoot, but we also had time to prep. So I was actually able to do my script analysis. I create what I call a Bible for my character. And I like, obviously I'm married, but I come up with all those things. Am I married? Do I have kids? Do I have a
Right.
relationship with my parents? What things make me happy? What does my character do? Is she a coffee drinker? Does she work out every day? Like I was able to do all of that. I also create a playlist for my character. So um, I come from theater as well. So like I come from like the music and moods of things. So music and moods help me portray like, okay, during this part of the film, especially because we shoot out of order.
Uh-huh.
Okay, during this time I'm feeling this. So I like kind of go into the room and like listen to my music, get in that space or whatever. But most importantly, I was able to get on the phone with Miles. I was able to get on the phone
Mhm.
and meet with Squeeze and anybody, and the girl Adrian who plays my best friend. We were able to meet prior and not be the first time on set, which I feel is very important to go over material and do the things. And this space was so family like on my off days I was able to even like come and watch Noah do his thing when because me and Noah don't have any scenes together, but he had a scene at the house that was next door and I was able to like go and just be and hang out and just it
Yeah.
was just such a great experience, and I'm forever grateful to be a part of this film and this family.
Yeah, I love that. I love that about acting and theater that you become family. So really love that. Tell us a little bit more about yourself as far as your background. You're from where are
I
you
was born
from?
and raised in San Antonio, Texas. I've actually been acting. I put quotes on that because 2 years old, you're like, what, two? But it started with the whole speeches at school and stuff like that,
Mhm.
right? So then I started playing sports. And when you get to a certain age, you can't be a master of one. You end up being a master of none, jack of all trades. And so you kind of have to pick. And I chose sports. So I was able to get a scholarship there. And I wanted to study theater, but it's either dress rehearsal or track practice. And since they pay the bills, you go to track practice. So I ran track at the University of Houston, go Cougs.
Yay,
And
go Houston.
and I soon as I graduated, I actually didn't go back to theater. I started doing the film and TV thing. I have a couple co-stars, classes, and all of those things. So that's kind of where I'm at within my career and just trying to build and where I don't have to introduce myself no more to nobody. That's, the goal.
That yeah, that is it. You did an amazing job from what where I seen, and we were talking before. That one scene. I am almost like we're you got yourself and help me out, you guys. Did you get yourself in trouble with Squeeze?
I don't know. I have no idea what you're even talking about.
Oh,
Maybe.
okay. So
Possibly. I
that's
think you'd have to like go and watch the movie. I mean, I think I did what I was supposed to do, but other people have their own opinions. I don't know.
ah,
There,
and
there
that's
was
for
there
that.
was drama. There was drama. There's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, we had to navigate some challenges for
So
sure.
that as the audience, as a viewer, you did your thing here because look at me. I'm like, I'm in suspense here. Did she get herself in trouble with him?
How do
So
you know it's
great
him?
job.
I don't it could be Marcus. It could be someone else in the movie. Like I don't know.
All I know, great job, great job.
Did an outstanding job. And women, men do things, and our counterparts, our women have to deal with so much and handle so much
Mhm.
in real life. So we wanted to make sure that we had our female lead represents that and shows what our sisters be out here having to deal with.
Yeah,
It's real, as in these streets.
especially when you have one down for you, right?
Hmm.
Yep, yep. I wanted to share with the audience even more. You are a household name for many of us. You did a series of Marvel's Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
You're Otis Johnson in that
Yeah.
too.
I was fortunate to be in the Marvel universe. Actually, that's for those who are into the what you call those things, not quizzes. I don't know. When you had know those little facts.
Uh-huh.
One of maybe less than five actors who played three different Marvel characters, and then
Amazing.
even fewer who played in Marvel and DC. So, yeah, I've been fortunate to play some great characters and have a lot of fun, and work with some the top talent in the world, and it's been great. So this gave me a chance now that the industry has been a little bit interesting lately, like with COVID and everything happening, and it slowed down the industry. But it gave me time that I didn't have in the past because I was always working. But it gave me time to tell our stories,
Mm-hmm.
start
Be
writing, creating
behind.
our own stories.
Yeah, then that's how that happened. Then from being in front of the camera to behind the camera, you had it in you. Wanted it gave you time. You always had this
Yeah,
in you.
busy before. I was busy telling other people's stories. I was busy telling Marvel stories, and I not that, and I appreciate it. You
Yeah,
know, I mean, there's nothing better than being a supervillain in
I
DC.
know, right?
You
Look at
know,
you.
and being able to live like I mean, I felt like I was inside of a comic book. So that was probably the most fun I've had. But when again when the slowdown happened in the industry due to COVID and the strikes and all that kind of stuff, that gave me time to sit down and kind of put pen to pad and write some stuff and create. Because we so often telling other people's stories, um, I got to put our story front and center.
Did you know that that was in you? As is this something that came about, especially the acting? As a child, were you always aspiring to be an actor? How did you get into acting?
Oh, well, yeah, I did act as a child, but it was in theater in New York. I was a child actor and that type of thing. I was a drama school dropout, but it's all good because it came full circle. When I was a kid, it was being an actor didn't seem cool. It was kind of, but being in the music business did. So I actually was in the music business for a while. And but in 2008, I went into business and I was doing business for a long time. In 2008, during the so-called Great Recession, I lost my shirt. Things got rough, and I said, okay, if I have to start all over again from the beginning, then let me do what I love to do, and which was
Mm.
I remember my first love, which was acting, and I went and I just started going full speed ahead into acting, and thank goodness it started working out. But while I was doing that, I was fortunate because I need to keep making money. So I was doing what I considered on the job training, which is stand-in work. It's like one of the lowest jobs you can do in our business. But, I got to work close with directors all the time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So when the actors go, put their makeup on and put wardrobe on, whatever they're doing, I stand and I played the role of that actor, but I would do it full out and learn all the lines
Oh
and
wow.
everything go all the way in. So when I got my first role as an actor, because I knew how to act, but I didn't know how to, but TV and film is different,
Hmm.
a little bit different than it is on stage. So I had to learn that. And I learned that. I learned a lot more about being a stand-in because I learned from working closely with directors and like especially when I used to be Denzel's at least for a film I was his stand-in and his stunt double, but it gave me a chance to work closely with him and more importantly now as a director work with the director Robert Zemeckis. He's an Academy Award winning director who did Contact and Forrest Gump and all that kind of stuff. But we worked really closely for months at a time, and I just didn't realize how much I was learning from him.
Hmm.
It all kind of came full circle.
I can see that. I can see that. And that's why we just need to be there, be in the places to
Mhm.
I think you learn so much more behind the scenes. You agree?
Yeah, I agree. I learned a tremendous amount, and it's interesting because I was actually criticized heavily for doing that stand-in work.
Oh,
You know,
really?
yeah, actually, it made things tough for me as an actor because some of the local casting directors that knew that I was doing stand-in work, some of them, not all, because some of them were really great and helpful towards me, but some of them, because I was doing that stand-in work, they couldn't see me as an actor, so they never
Oh.
hired me. Even to this day, some of those casting directors, this is a small few, they have never hired me. And even though I work with like a bunch of really, what they call A-list actors.
Yes, you just said Denzel Washington. Come on.
But because it's hard, status is a thing in the industry. So if you set yourself as a low status, that's how they see you. People like to keep you in your place. So, but then again, at the same time, so they might have frowned on it, but it forced me to kind of go out and get agents all around the country. I had 8 agents at one time, you know,
Really?
just to break out and get into different markets with people that didn't know me as doing that standing work. And that's how I started working regularly as an actor. And then, eventually, again, it came full circle with that experience, even though it might have hurt with these a few cast directors in Atlanta, it still helped me now because all that informed what I do now. And I
Yeah.
know all these directors. I met just yesterday. I had a Emmy Award winning director send me messages. So I know all these directors. I have all these relationships. So this has been a blessing.
Yeah, yes. So would that be a piece of advice that you would give someone? Because that was one of my questions. You're right there in my notes here. Uh, the advice that you would give to someone coming in the industry or pursuing the level that you're at?
Not really, not really, because again, it took extraordinary measures because um, again, the people that I wouldn't recommend standing work. I mean, it helped me in some
Yeah.
way. Also, it also caused me to have to. When I had eight agents, I was literally driving from state to state, auditioning all over the country. So that's a tremendous amount of sacrifice. I don't think
Mhm.
most people may not be willing to make that kind of sacrifice. You know,
Mhm.
so um, the tradition. I don't know. I think everybody has their own path.
Yeah, I was just thinking that's the path, the journey you took, and
Yeah,
thank goodness it worked. I
yeah,
mean, well,
yeah.
it worked, and that's one of the questions I wanted to ask each of you because whenever I prepare for my show, I like to come from my heart. And one of the things I was thinking about is what is the most important thing that one of the most important things you can do in life? And my answer is to believe in yourself. What about you? What's one of the most important things that you can do in life, Mouse?
Oh, me. Uh, yeah. I mean, well, I think you touched on probably the most important one is that belief. It almost has to be a little bit unusual belief in yourself. One that there's a word for it. I can't think of it right now, but you have to have more belief in yourself than people have doubt. So
That's
like that movie, The Matrix. I feel like when they said about Neo, he's beginning to believe. I said about other people, they're beginning to believe because I believe already, and I have to get everybody else to believe. So um,
yeah.
having an almost delusional belief in yourself that you can do it and you can pull it off is kind of what you need to be able to do what we do.
I love that.
Not
Delusional.
almost. You must
Del-
be delusional.
yeah,
You
that
must
I
be.
loved. I'm with you on it. Delusional belief. What about you? What is that
I
one?
think I'll just add I would say yes to what you were saying, but also having a tremendous support system. I wouldn't be
Mhm.
able to do a lot of the things I do if it weren't for my husband, my mom, my dad, my brother, my
Yes.
in-laws. Like I wouldn't because I have a 2 and a 5-year-old, and so
Yes.
it's just one of those things because you can choose, the industry isn't going anywhere. So, I mean, you can choose, I'll come back, I'll raise them. I'm missing important moments, or you
That's true.
sacrifice because your momentum might be going somewhere, or, something else might be happening to where your focus has to be here. But I would say those two things that you're saying, plus having a tremendous support system, because, like he said, there's gonna be so many people that don't believe in you until it's time to
Mhm.
believe in you, and then they knew you when you were 6. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
Love that. And I totally agree. Totally agree with you. Noah, what's that one most important thing?
Um, I think like to say what everyone else was saying. Really, I always tell people it's like where I'm from. There's this like term, and it's called like unrealistic. That people like to say a lot, like they find out you want to be an actor or something, and it's like, oh, that's unrealistic. You should have like a plan B or something. And I always go back to I remember there's this video of like Denzel Washington talking to like a college, and yeah, people would always
Mhm.
ask him the same thing. It was like, oh, what's your plan B? What's your plan B? And he was like, I don't have a plan B because plan B means you're going to fall back on something, but I'm not going to fall back. I'm going to fall forward. He said, I'm going to keep on learning through experience and stuff. And like, there's like basically nothing that you can do to fail. And like, I feel like your mind is so powerful that like people always talking about like, oh, it's like I'm trying to be an actor. It's like no, you have to like I am an actor because
Mhm.
that the idea of trying it breeds a certain to me like amount of you can fail at it. It's like I'm a nerd, so it's like Yoda says, do or do not. There is no try. And he tells Luke that because it's like if you have in your mind that you're trying to do something, you already think that you're going to fail.
Yeah, you give it
So
room.
yeah, you need to
Mhm.
eliminate the trying and just do it, and then you can't fail at it.
Awesome. Awesome advice. Awesome. Thank you guys for helping us all with the encouragement and the wisdom there. So, Miles, I understand that you have a few projects that you are moving towards. You want to
Yeah,
share those projects out
sure.
in addition to your homage?
Sure. Yeah, Homage available right now, obviously on Apple TV and Amazon Prime. Uh, I also am in a TV series that's currently playing on Apple called Cape Fear with Amy Adams and Javier Bardem. So you can check that out. New episodes every Friday. And I have a film that I'm starring in coming out in theaters on July 10th called The Town That Takes. It's my first foray into horror and that genre. So
Okay.
that'll be out in theaters coming soon. And yeah, and then we're looking forward to, getting Homage 2 going as well. So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Really? It's out of the bag. Homage
yeah,
too.
Homage 2. So,
Yes.
so yeah, we got things happening, gotta keep it popping.
Yes, and that's what creativity do. It moves, right?
Mhm.
We're that's what we do. We just keep
Yeah.
flourishing, keep going with it. You also have a family business. I wanted to make sure that we mentioned that. Your
Um,
daughter, you in business with your daughter?
Oh, well, yeah, we do a lot of things, but I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. But yeah,
Oh,
my daughter is actually my daughters are actually a part of my company, my production company. So they are investors. Like Noah, I have daughters that are uh, influencers. I don't know if Noah considers himself an influencer. No, he's a TikTok star. So,
TikTok stars. That's what I read.
and they're creatives, and they are they have so like Noah, they have millions of followers
Oh,
and doing their thing. So yeah, they're part of the project, and like Chantel and Jamal, they're really popular in the social media space, and Jamal's also in the film, and they're also investors in the film. So yeah, we're looking to make a legacy here, man, and open doors and pay homage. I'm actually part of what I'm doing. I want to be able to make room for people to be part of the film industry. So I'm hoping to open doors for other people to have opportunities to come in, be part of this filmmaking process, and produce and that type of thing. So yes, exciting times, and my family is part of that. So they're the first one. So this is a proving ground. I need everybody to go and get with homage, so that we can keep on, keep on, and opening doors for the diaspora.
yes, for the diaspora, and part of that diaspora would be Jamaica. That's dear to your heart more. You're multicultural with it all, but I read there Jamaica and some of the Guyana.
Yeah, my family's from Guyana, but yeah, I mean everybody from the diaspora. When I say the diaspora, I mean all of us.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? I mean all of us because we all we got.
yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
And we appreciate those who do do what they're called and are led to do in life, so that you'll be in position to help others. You
Yes.
know,
Yeah,
um,
I can't agree with you more. And one of the most fulfilling things about doing this project was to just be able to hire 50 something people, and like is this there'd be nothing better for me than to be able to do this all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And always make a way for people to do well and live their dreams and all that kind of stuff. So I got these young actors coming in doing their thing. I mean, I've been in front of the camera, so I mean, I've done it, and I'm thankful for the opportunities and the ones that will come. But there's a director friend I was talking to yesterday, and she would say, "All right, let's direct some stuff that you're not in as an actor." So, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to pushing these folks forward.
Yes, and you're doing it
Mm.
with so much
We thank
grace.
you,
I love
Miles.
that. Right,
We thank
exactly.
you.
Yes, yes, we do. We really do. Is there anything else? I mean, you guys, I know you have busy lives. I would just stay with here and talk with you all day. If I
Yeah,
had my way, yeah, I would be here with
yeah.
you all day.
Yeah, I could tell you about some projects of mine that are about to come out too.
Yes, ma'am.
So I have a few projects coming out. Homage is one of the main ones that is coming out. I have another movie. It is called Assigned to You. I play the female lead in that one. It's opposite Terrell Carter. Um, I also am in a movie. It's about to come out. It's called Harry Hines. I play supporting with Dawn Halfknee. I'm not sure if I said her name right. I might have said her last name wrong, but I know Dawn is her first name. And then I do have a short that is about to come out, starring Naturi Naughton. I was the assistant director on that.
Oh,
We're
wow.
very much so looking, assistant director on that. We're very much looking to do some wonderful things with that as well. And just being a mommy and continuing to audition. So very excited about these projects that are about to come out.
Yes, and loving it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. We're looking forward to seeing everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
Would Noah, would you like to share with us?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Right now, I'm just back in the business of auditioning and like working on my content and stuff. So, like, all my social medias are like my name. It's just at Noah J Wood. But I just got out of this project. I can't say much about it yet.
Uh-huh.
But I'm sure I can share the title because it's on IMDb, so you look it up anyway. It's on there. But it's called Before the Storm, and it's like an indie project that I was just on set for like 3 weeks in Savannah, Georgia, and so
Nice.
I'm really excited for that to come out in like the next year or whatnot. So.
Did you hear that, people? He said 3 weeks. Love
Yes.
that for you.
Yes, that
Yeah,
is
it was the
coming.
longest project I've ever been on like set for. So when we wrapped, I was a baby. I was just crying, and because
Oh.
those people were like family for the past like
Hmm.
month. So
It brings a lot of emotion, and we love it. We love it. Well, I am in Angel's Palace. It's coming up July the 11th in Atlanta. It's a stage play. I've been doing a stage, started in stage play. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, if you guys are in Atlanta around that time, I'm thinking I heard Miles say something around that time frame, but you can check me out there in Atlanta with the playwright Carolyn Jones. So, super excited about it. Thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank you.
So
I'm the
you can take
DA.
that aspiring off, girl. You are an actress. Don't play with me. I'm going out.
Thank you. Thank you, sister. Yes, I am the DA. Sasha Fierce will bring the palace down. It is a one talking about true life and the what goes on in trafficking, human trafficking, and domestic violence, and that's her platform. That's where she brings awareness to. So really good, lots of suspense. So yeah, we're all here together. So you can imagine how why I'm so excited. You know, other than I have like the amazing people right here in front of me. The most amazing, and we have privileged to have Mouse here with me as well. So, all right, guys, this is the Anna Lindsay Show. Thank you for
Thank you for
joining
having us so
me.
much.
thank you.
Yes, thank you.